Hi everyone, welcome back to another craft testing kit test. Welcome back to another craft kit testing video here on my channel. You guys really seem to like the last one where I tested a potter's wheel, and I also did beeswax candles. So I'll put my playlist below of all of those two. I had you guys vote on today's video and you obviously chose the Loom, which is huge. It's a wooden multi-craft loom by Melissa and Doug. It says here, make a bag to tote your favorite things, create a picture tapestry for your wall, or make a scarf for chilly days. Everything you need is right inside this box. All right, let's see how big this thing is. It's bigger than ever. I can't. Ready? Wow. This is interesting. There it is. These things adjust so then it can become less wobbly. Let's read oh yeah, that comes out. I wore this sweater because I've been cold all day, and now with the lights on, I'm hot. Oh, this is pretty. So pretty. It seems like it's good quality. It's a string. Seriously though, have you ever gotten a craft kit or like a children's toy type thing where the yarn is kind of fraying and unraveling and everything? This seems to be good. And another one! We have two of the same cool yarn balls. They're so nice. I'm terrible. Okay, we're done. Oh, this is the picture stuff. So these are strips of, I wonder how this works, but there are 3 different ones. And we have this string as well. Here are the instructions, which I will absolutely need. And there's some hardware in here. I'm gonna have to attach the feet so this thing can stand. Oh, a giant wooden needle. This is actually really cool. Look at that. That is really nifty. For this kit, you will need scissors, which are not included. You're getting a 1-star rating now, Melissa and Doug. I'm just kidding. I would not expect a kit to ever come with scissors. That's just ridiculous. Everyone should have scissors. The instructions, oh, okay. They're not connected. That's okay, that's okay. It does tell you how to assemble and set up the loom, which I'll be doing. So I can test this, and then it does tell you how to frame your workspace, and you can choose a craft. Do I know what I'm doing? What should I make? All right, let's set it up. This looks pretty easy. I have I don't know what it's called, to be honest, a barrel nut, and I'm gonna put that in here. And then I'm just going to, not that way. I'm gonna put that there. Got this screw. And then I have a hex key, which is basically a cheap screwdriver. And I'm going to twist the screw in. Oh, attaching the feet to this was really easy. It couldn't have taken more than 5 minutes, so quick. Now what has to happen is, since I've never done this before, I don't want to start on such a large scale and make like a giant bag or anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the bar down and over, you'll see, and I'm gonna make a coaster. So that's gonna be our first project. I have to loosen these, unscrew them. So this whole thing is gonna come off. There we go. So then I'll take out the screw and I'll repeat that for this side. Come on. There we go. All right, so we have that. This piece will come off. And if you guys notice, there are grooves on the top and also in the middle. So I'm gonna move this to the middle like this, and then I'm just going to reattach everything the way that it was up there. Put these back in, just grab the screw, and make sure the holes are aligned, and put the red piece back on. I swear when I'm filming, I lose my ability to focus on things. I had put that red piece on the wrong side, meaning I inserted the screw on the wrong side as well. So there's a big dip in the wood here. That is where the screw head goes. There we go, and now there's more room to add this. And backwards. I'm done, okay. This is just not my day. There we go. Now for the last step of shrinking the loom, I'm just going to add a wooden dowel here, and the second one goes in the middle, like that. So now we have this little area to work with instead of the whole thing.
Leo, what is that?
Look at this. What is that? Oh!
You're gonna sabotage my studio, buddy. Life with the cat. Hi.
Now that I have my workspace framed right here, I'm going to start weaving. Well, I'm going to set up the yarn. So the first thing is to tie above the bar and on the left-hand dowel. I'm trying to actually get a little bit more hanging over. There we go. I have a few knots. So now the yarn is going to be guided down. You can see that there's notches. And once that's there, I'm going to bring it over and up through the second groove and follow through to the top there. Then I'll bring that down again, up, over, and I'm just going to repeat the same thing going all the way to this dowel over here. Now that that's done, I'm going to cut and knot around this dowel. Now I've removed a wad of yarn from the ball or the skein, I think that's what it's called, and I'm gonna tie one end of this very staticky yarn to the bottom right-hand dowel. Leo is playing with the yarn down there. So I'm gonna take the other end right here. I'm gonna tie this to the needle. So it should look like this. And then I have all this to work with. Now everything's going to be really repetitive. So I'm going behind the first strand and in front of the second. I'm going behind the third, in front of the fourth. So you just go behind and in front, behind and in front, behind and in front. And then you'll pull it all the way through. There's kind of a lot of yarn here. I may have too much because if this does tangle, I'll be pretty upset like that. So I'm gonna keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, go, 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 go. So that's the first weave. And then it does say to loop the yarn around the last strand and the dowel. So it's gonna go like this, and it is behind now. So it's wrapped around this dowel as well. So now I'm gonna do the opposite. Instead of going behind this strand, we're gonna start in front of it and then go behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, and behind, and pull it all through. No, Leo! Leo just pulled it back. Leo, no! Leo's ruining my yarn. Is that right? Okay. Pull it, pull it, pull it. And it's just gonna be the opposite every time. So you want to just keep weaving and pulling and weaving and pulling, and make sure to always include the wooden dowel as a piece of yarn, basically. Gotta stick this through. Woo! And as you do go along, you can push your progress down. So push the weaves down to compact them together. This does take kind of a while.
He plays with everything that's not a toy. On an extra serious note, if you guys do have a cat, please do not let your cat play with the yarn ball unattended. Keep your cat safe if you have yarn when stirring around. What are... Leo! You looking at the Yoga Cats calendar? Now I have the loom flipped around so you can see the other side of the piece. It really looks almost the same as the front side, but at this point I am running out of yarn. So I'm gonna show you how to add more, which basically you just knot it. I really don't need to show you, but just in case any of you are confused. I'm gonna untie the yarn that's already tied to the needle. So now that's off. The end of it's green, but I'm connecting purple. So this is optional, but I'm going to cut the green off and I'm going to tie the purple together so it looks seamless. Here's the knot. I trimmed off all the excess, and this is going to be my pile of yarn that I'm going to continue weaving with. But before I can do that, I have to reconnect this to the needle. So I'm going to tie a couple knots. Now that I have a bunch of stitches and the coaster is the height that I want it to be, I'm going to remove the dowels one at a time. So pull this guy out, and this one, come on, there we go. And I'm also going to remove the loops and knot them to each other. So I'll knot these two together, followed by that one, and so on and so forth. Then go ahead and repeat the loops for the bottom knots as well. Just make sure that nothing unravels and everything is secure. Before I show the coaster, now is the time to make your voice heard. Vote in the comment section below on which craft kit from these you want to see me test next. Either the wood burner, the sticker maker, poppets, the clay cakes, or the bead maker. Now let's get back to the yarn. New day, same sweater. After I show you this coaster here, I did also weave a picture loom or whatever it's called. I have some thoughts. If you enjoy it when I test craft kits and you want to see more, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know. So stay tuned if you want to see how this cardboard stuff turned out. Here's the coaster. It's kind of not square, nor is it really tassely. It's supposed to look like that. I'm not saying that you can't make a nice looking coaster with this loom, but on either side where the dowels were, the loops are a lot bigger. It doesn't really look like that in the image that they're showing, and the tassels look a lot nicer on theirs. I think in order to make it look nice, I would have had to have more detailed instructions, or maybe looked at some YouTube videos, which I shouldn't have had to do because everything should have been in the instruction guide. It looks like I pulled too tight because it's kind of cinching and turning into a bow shape, but still the loop shouldn't be this loose. It's just very, very strange that it turned out like this. For the thumbnail, it's a hair. I actually did set up the loom without the dowels, so here's the full loom setup. So on the two sides, I'm not going to end up with these giant loops. If you're waiting to see the completed version of this, you're not going to get it. I don't think that this is my true calling or passion. I just don't have the willpower and the motivation to want to finish this. It takes a long time. Maybe if I did a few stitches every single night, a few weaves through, then that would be tolerable, but it just, for me personally, I don't want you guys, if you love yarn stuff and weaving, I don't want this to deter you from doing what you want to do. But for me personally, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't even drink tea really. Not my favorite thing. That's all I'm saying. It would just feel like a waste of time if I tried to create all these projects. It wasn't very fun for me. Nothing against the loom though. I feel like the quality of this is actually really nice. So if you are someone who's into weaving, I know that there are better weaving looms out there because I did just see one for those tapestries. You know, those like trendy ones that are the wall hangings. There's like different textures and patterns and colors of yarn. This actually is a little bit small when going across this. There is like a longer weaving mechanism on those looms, the other ones I saw, and the yarn or string is actually wrapped around it so it can't get tangled. So there's definitely other looms that are better if you like this sort of thing and you want to do it all the time. But for this price and being recommended for children age 6 and up, I think it's really, really nice. Let's have a look at this. Was this necessary?
I feel very salty right now. Jackie, I'm not coming for your brand, but I literally am channeling my inner salt right now. It's just what is this? It's cardboard. It can easily rip. This took me over 2 hours to get all the tape on the back. You have to tape all these strings to the back. As a 6-year-old, I would not have been able to make it this tight. I'm kind of rambling on, so hey, if you guys enjoy my craft kit testing videos, my drawing videos, anything on my channel, please ring that bell so you never miss one. I do upload every single Friday, and I do the Wreck This Journal and Create This Book series that I think I'm going to be doing every Sunday or every other Sunday, so don't quote me, but I do want to try and do 2 videos a week or like every other week. I don't know, I just don't get it. One of the biggest gripes I have with this, aside from how long it took to create, is that the numbers are on the front. Don't you think that if you created a craft kit, like any of you guys watching, if you created a craft kit, wouldn't you put the numbers on the back so they're not visible when they're hanging on the wall? Gosh! Small detail goes a long way. It's a fish. This is a good like keeping busy type project, but I would definitely rather draw. I'm much more excited to test out the other craft kits that I showed you as your choices, so be sure to vote if you're interested. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back next Friday with a brand new video. Bye! Right when I sit down to film, the loudest cars go by.